Hello, it's Scott Manley here, and today I'm looking at the hangars of the rich and the famous. Actually, I'm looking at the hangars in Star Citizen, which isn't mine. This is on loan from Headless Chook, who is a subscriber that has a number of ships I don't. He also has a bunch of subscriber flares, such as the Stellar Sonic, which is a jukebox that will play various pieces of stock music, such as this relaxing piece that is played after your spacecraft has been destroyed and you're potentially floating in the abyss, watching your wingmen struggle to fight against the Vandul or something like that. Generally, they don't do very well. Another item for subscribers is this locker, the locker from another universe. So let's just take a look. Now these are a bunch of references to old Wing Commander, for example. We have Blue Hair, which is the character in the original Wing Commander. His hair was blue. Therefore, that's Blue Hair's helmet. This is the poster from Wing Commander. Arena Commander, Space Combat Simulator. That's just like Wing Commander with Arena Commander instead. We have a to-do list. We have the locker. Now they have to do a planet and a full galaxy. This looks like a BBC, but I think it might actually be an Atari. I'm not actually sure. This might be some reference to a game that Chris Roberts did in his younger days. Quing, please fix this. So this is Steiner. These are all your different ship companies down here. Voyager Direct, Aegis, and Wilkes Fetterman. Okay, what's in the next door? What's behind the next door, Mr. Monty? Okay. So, what is that? It says, oh, the Voyager something or other. Okay, these are just drinks. Schmaltz. We've made a blend of the galaxy's most economically priced ingredients to give you the best bang for your buck. Yes, that's American beer for you. Just kidding, microbrews have done amazing things in the US. We get some nice pictures, Murray Cup poster, beautiful corner indeed. Some tickets to see the Jumpers, Drake Interplanetary. Oh, a book which is Physiological Effects of Prolonged Exposure to Multiple Gravitational Zones on Human Musculature. For idiots! My life began after reading this book. Yes, I'm sure you needed that toilet paper, it was that exciting. Stellar Sonic Operating Manual. That's the operating manual for this gizmo here, which apparently just has one button. Cry Engine Made Easy. Oh yes, Cry Engine. Ha 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 ha, yes. Slaying Space Dragons and 101 Hazy Thoughts with... Yes, that is a hookah there. Okay, so what's behind the final door? It's a goat! No, just kidding. It's Cloud CT, Lando Fever Syrup. What else? Some poster of some place around the verse. A key to the asteroid hangar. Yes, but no. Aegis Dynamics. Oh, the safe where the crowdfunding is kept. Of course, the gold shirt, which again is an inside joke. And everything I know about dogfighting I learned from my fish tank. Let's go running around and see what else there is to see. Oh yes, the lamp, which I think costs $5 if you want to have it in here. Again, that's an in-joke. Remember, money being spent is really to promote the game rather than to buy these things in the game, because the lamp, is not going to give you the edge in the dogfighting by any measure. Oh, we got some posters here of the Freelancer. What else? Poster of the Vandul and the Drake. The Murray Cup. Oh yeah, since this hangar's on loan, I'm going to use his... okay, I thought that would mess up his towel. I said I was going to use his towel, but apparently it didn't work. I want you to join the Navy! Yes, well, he has, of course, since left the company to go and do his own thing. We get some free... well, we get some boxes here. So this is... RSI, Roberts Space Industries. The only one here is the Constellation Andromeda, but we can also have the Aurora and the Orion, which has yet to be revealed. We have Misk, who make the Hull C, the Starfarer, and the Freelancer, which I have in my hangar. Running over to the other side. Long way. Actually, is there anything in the fish tank? I gotta see this. Anything in the fish tank that I don't have? There are some fish here, but I think those are the ones that I have already. Oh, and he gets this spacecraft in here, which looks like... It actually looks like a spacecraft that I might build in Kerbal Space Program and then proceed to crash into the ground. Now I want to know where the centre of gravity is, and frankly, I think the longitudinal stability of this spacecraft might be suspect. I'm not sure I would necessarily trust flying that thing. What's over here? We have Timo Bakshi in his 350R Piercer, a fiery competitor on the track and off. Two-time winner Timo Bakshi used a long-standing rivalry to seize a fiery victory. Caleb Arlo in his Origin M50 Stinger, which says an Origin test pilot. Caleb's entire racing history was focused on two things, speed and evasion, leading to one of the largest win margins in Murray Cup history. And there we have the little M50, which is currently flyable for a couple of days. They did a nice thing and they let everybody fly it. Shrin Vatu, I'm guessing this is where the Car2 AL goes, which I have, but is not currently viewable in the hangar. A young Xi'an expatriate, Shrin Vatu, made political waves when he dedicated his Murray Cup victory to the UEE. Well, anyway, let's move on. So, this guy, he particularly wanted to show off his hangar because he has a bunch of spacecraft that I don't. This is one of the freelancer variants, and I think this might be the military variant, the MIS variant. So let's try running inside it, and running inside it, if I can find it. I'm controlling this using the Xbox controller because it makes running marginally smoother compared to the mouse. Okay, so we have an extra thing in here which probably controls missile loading systems, and I see missile loading type systems up here. See that? Yeah, I guess these go and they help load missiles into their tubes so they can shoot. Yes. You know what? Now I wish I hadn't left that thing running. The music's nice, but it might be a little annoying in the long run. Back of this thing works as usual. What's all the way up the front? Oh! Yes! Very exciting crescendo at the end here. And we're back to the chill-out music once again. Ooh, are the seat designs in these slightly different? I don't know. Yeah, so this is the military variant, the MIS. It was only available for a limited time, a limited variant, and supposedly it gives the Freelancer more missiles than any other ship in the game. We still have... Oh, look, we have... Yes, we have the shower and the toilet in here. Yes, there we go. Yes, if I need to use that, I can. I am not going to use this. I'm going to run out of the spacecraft and go and look at something else. Oh, I could have probably tried to look around the interior of it, but you know what? Let's just run down here. So this one is also a freelancer. This is the DUR, the long duration exploration version. The other freelancer variant is the Max, which is designed for cargo. This one is designed for exploring at long distances, and exploring at long distances probably causes, you know, graphics to load and unload, which is why I seem to be having some frame rate issues. Okay, now we're back to normal. Nice little diagram there. Danger, do not stand here. Here? I'm standing here. What dangerous things will befall me if I remain in this location? Arc 1A. Okay, so yeah, this one doesn't have the missile loading tubes up the top, so I'm guessing this is set up for that. There's a little turret up there that has not been made accessible yet, but one presumes at some point there will be some way to get up there and, you know, shoot at things or whatever. If you try to use this, it just closes this door again. Let's run up the front of the spacecraft and see what's up there. It probably looks pretty much identical from this point forwards. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, you know what? The seats... Do the seats look less shiny to you? I think the military variant may have leather seats all the way through because, you know, that's the military for you. They like their super high quality seating arrangements. Okay, well, we've seen all those before, and I went downhill, so this is the way to go. What's over here? what can we see in this direction? This is the Cutlass Blue. Again, the super premium version, limited edition, only available for a short time. This is the police version of the Cutlass. Now, the Cutlass was originally described as a pirate ship sold by Drake Interplanetary, ostensibly supposed to be a search and rescue vehicle, but of course it was a search and rescue vehicle with a tractor beam and a docking collar and the ability to, hook up with other spacecraft and, well, steal their stuff. It also had a toilet, which was a great way to escape. Okay, if you remember when I last looked at the Cutlass, they've presumably fixed that by now. Let's bring down the ladder. I do like the fact that the Cutlass has buttons for opening and closing things, so you don't need to stand under a loading ramp that's going to fall on your head. So the police variant comes with a bunch of prison cells. Unfortunately, if you come out of this, if I come out to external view, oh, maybe if I stand back a little, you can see that the prison cells are, well, they're not really the most accommodating, let's say. They're really, it's like prison cells for hobbits, if you ask me. There is apparently going to be a redesign on this. A lot of people weren't super excited by the red and the blue Cutlass variants. The red variant is a medical ship. This one here, I think these doors work as well. Yes, here we go. We can bring those open. There, look, some great storage space for everything triangular. If you've got something triangular, the Cutlass is the ship to carry it. And let's open it here. This one works as well. Look, it says storage and the sticker is mirrored. I'm guessing this one is correct. Yes, that one's correct. Unfortunately, it's a little misleading because it should really be a square sticker with a triangle inside. Or actually, no, that's correct, because it shows like a triangular locker with a square object in the middle. Yeah, okay, moving on. Oh, there's some piping up there I hadn't seen. I do love the detail on the Star Citizen ships, even if it's going to be 2 years before most of these things are flyable. The Cutlass may be flyable sooner rather than later. The only ship that I've heard confirmed to be added to the Arena Commander in the future is the Avenger. The Avenger is definitely going to be added for version 1.0. Okay, let's try it. Close this. Come on, push this button. Push. Ah, there we go. The door opens. Now we can climb up into the cockpit. Cockpit looks the same as before, including the little fans up here to keep the pilot and the co-pilot cool. Interesting note, interesting thing that was revealed. So you can walk down the side and jump in here. These are obviously very utilitarian spacecraft. They're supposed to be like the Ford Transit van or the Ford, F-100 pickup. They're not really designed to be super luxury vehicles, but you can see the way the cockpit is kind of offset here. Supposedly, when you're in flight, these will, and I'm just going to turn around, supposedly the cockpit will slide over to the middle. If you look down here, there's rails next to this, and the cockpit, the co-pilot and the co-pilot seats are actually separated, so supposedly they will slide into the middle to allow the pilot and co-pilot to get in there without having to squeeze their fat asses through that space. Not sure how well that's going to work, but nevertheless, that's one of the cool ideas. The designers of the spacecraft in Star Citizen have lots of cool ideas. They don't necessarily have... Some of the ideas don't survive contact with the fans, and the fans are very dedicated and always quite happy to call, problems with things. Okay, can I open this? Push this button. Are we going to climb down here? And there we go. Yeah, this one has a little ladder that comes down. If you want to close this, you have a ladder button here. Come on, bingo. Push that. And it comes and slides away. Yeah, detail on the Star Citizen ships are great, even if they're not the most realistic. But then again, nobody really does realistic spacecraft. Elite has their kind of cheese wedge shaped thing. So obviously derived from the original Elite cheese wedges. Like cheese wedge shaped spacecraft became a joke back in the 80s, believe it or not. Back when everything was wireframe, there was a game called Mercenary, which was It was kind of like a 3D RPG where you landed on a city and you had to explore it and solve problems and escape. And there was literally an object which was a piece of cheese, which you could pick up, and if you carried it outside and then tried to board it like a spacecraft, it would actually fly like a spacecraft. And I think it was actually one of the better spaceships, but a lot of people didn't even realize it was a spaceship. Okay, so this is the Aegis Redeemer. This was the winner of the Next Great Starship competition. That was the reality show that the developers put together to promote, you know, let the fans design. And apparently I'm getting frame rate issues again. I am running this at a 1440p resolution, so getting frame rate issues is not entirely surprising. It's kind of interesting to see this flying in the animations. These engines, these kind of open up like scissors and there's engines inside them. They give you all sorts of, you know, flavor text, you know, made up pseudoscience about how this provides better control and superior cooling and everything. This is a marine dropship kind of thing. It also has quite a lot of firepower. In fact, it's been pointed out, this is definitely one of the most expensive ships you can buy that's regularly in the store. The only ship that's more expensive that's continuously in the store is the Constellation, and it is a lot bigger. This is much more focused, and it has been significantly upgunned in response to user or fan complaints. Okay, let's get out the way here. See what I mean about the buttons on the Cutlass? Okay, what do we have? We get a bunch of seats here. Can we jump in these? No, we can't. So we get a squad of 6 in the back here. Possibly some other seats that maybe come down. What's this? Is this the toilet? This is a little seat here, but that does not look like a toilet. What is that? Can we sit in it? I don't know. Maybe that's a seat that goes down into a turret or something. I'm not really clear on that. This looks like a place where you'd store some guns. Not sure why you would have a seat in this place. I'm sure the developers or the designers are wondering, they're sitting agog saying, how come it's not totally obvious? Surely Scott can figure this out. Well, I'm a man of very simple means here. Okay, what's up here? We got another place. I think that might be a turret because you know what? There's a little space up here. Oh, look, we got a total galley here. There's sleeping areas maybe? Wow, those are really tiny sleeping areas. Okay, and we have an area, of course, with a coffee maker, space coffee, best coffee. Yeah, you know the International Space Station has a lot of coffee. They have a special coffee machine that cost millions to design. It's apparently very hard to design a coffee maker that works in zero-G. Ah! There's the toilet. How important. Mirror there doesn't work. Can I use the toilet? Yes! Ah! Thank you! Very important to make sure these things work. Space toilets, best toilets. Okay, let's get out of here. Take a step up and take a look around. Get cables running into the ceiling. This is actually in the interior one of the best ships I think that I've seen. Okay, so that looks like... Do I have to... Oh, no, that just gets in here. How do I get in? Do I have to crouch? Come on. Come on, let me in. Let me in. Let me in. No. No, he doesn't want to get in. Can I run in? Jump, jump. Is there a jump button? That's the jump button. Okay, so if I crouch and jump, 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 jump. No. Everybody jump, jump. Jump! Everybody jump! 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 Okay, never mind. That's not going to work. And the animation apparently didn't work. It's not sure. It's chopping my head off. Well, never mind. Never mind. Let's move forth. Let's continue. So, I've been through this area. Oh, have I? Yeah, I cut around and checked this out. So, I don't think I checked this door out, did I? Ah, look. What's this? This is a shower! Oh, sweet. Space shower, very important for Marines. You don't want them going into battle all dirty, you know. if they rescue the ladies, or if they have hostage situation, they do not want to be all stinking from being in space all the time and not having washed. Apparently astronauts are, you know, they smell quite a lot when they come back because of their lack of smell. You know, it's just a natural thing that you're stuck and you're wearing the same clothes for a long, long time. Because, you know, spare clothes, expensive to shift up there and everything. No washing machine on the space station. Okay, this is actually pretty sweet. I mean, I do like the look of the Redeemer quite a lot. Oh, look, there's a turret down there. I wonder how I get into that. I'll have to figure that one out. Maybe there's a way in the floor. The tail is certainly interesting on this. Once again, comments about lateral stability may not be that... well, may not actually happen. Okay, so can I move in here? I'm going to switch controls over and then try zooming in a little. Oh, look. So yeah, if there's a turret down here, can I zoom inside it? Oh yeah, look at this. Sweet. So I think that other little door back here, we can figure out what's behind it. I think that door... what is up with the music? Does the music bust or something? Okay, I think that door that I couldn't get in, I think that is how you get up to the turret, but I could be wrong. Ah well, never mind. Let's get on and see what else is in this fabulous hangar. I'm so happy that people will share these things with me, because honestly I can't afford to buy all these spacecraft. I've supported the game but quite a lot. But there is a limit to how much support I can seriously justify. I'm still putting a decent amount of, you know, ad revenue. Any ad revenue that comes from these videos of Star Citizen, I do put a portion of it back into the game to make sure that the developers are getting their due. I think it's very important to do so. Yeah, I guess that's the way to get up to the turret in the ceiling. And there's a turret under here, but how would you get into it? It's really not clear. There's a door there. That's it. You know what? That is what that is. That door, that turret thing, I bet you that pulls you into the turret and then you can shoot and everything from in there. Of course, if there's a problem and you get stuck in there, then you're in real serious trouble. Okay, well, moving on. What else does this guy have in his hangar that I haven't seen? Oh, yes! There's the Anvil Gladius and more frame rate drops. Because, of course, we're downloading all these images, or loading all these images into memory, all these textures. That is, of course, the Mustang. I think that's possibly the cheapest ship this guy has in his hangar. He is truly he is a space whale, as we would say. You know, really helping to support the game, helping to make the dreams a reality. So the Gladius, as I have mentioned, is a design by by Foundry 42. They are the British team in Manchester. They are working primarily on Squadron 42, and what they had built the Gladius for was that's going to be the starter ship for the military campaign. So this is going to be an older ship, not as good as the Hornet. It might be lighter, maybe faster. Look, you get lasers and stuff on here. Ooh, this is clearly a bomb. No, wait a second. I don't know what that is. It's kind of interesting. There's a gap down there. I'm not sure what that's to do with. Keep clear of loading mechanism. I thought for a second that might be like a cruise missile or something underneath, but it just merges into the front of the spacecraft or something. Well, never mind. That looks kind of cool. This is actually a beautiful design. I think there's a lot of detail has gone into this, and it does actually appear to work. Keep clear of loading mechanism. Let's open this up. This is how you get into the spacecraft. So let's put this on. Climb up and get in. Oh, the cockpit detail is great on this one. Again, I think there's issues with textures not necessarily loading as quickly as I would like. Let's just take a look around. Do not pull handle. I'm presuming they mean the ejection handle. We have some controls and stuff here. Oh yeah, look, the displays are totally working now, so we can see targets and everything. Oh, that's interesting. Zooming in makes everything go out of focus. That's not what I would have expected. We also have this canopy. Oh, look! And we have this explosive cord. This is a feature which I'm not sure it was in any American aircraft, but I know a lot of British aircraft use this in their canopies. So if you have an ejector seat, now you have to obviously eject through the space where the canopy is. And if you're crashing your plane, normally you can eject the canopy, but some aircraft, they just have explosives. Explosive detonation cord, and it shatters the canopy, and then the ejector seat can follow through. And I'm wondering if this is really an indication that it is by a British team, because I don't think there's many American aircraft that use this technique, but I see a lot of British aircraft that use it. There he gets it. Okay, again, having some weird frame rate issues here. Obviously, I am stressing this thing a lot. Okay, and there is the Aegis Avenger, the last thing in this guy's hangar, at least the last thing he has visible. We've looked at this before. The Aegis Avenger is guaranteed. They've committed to making sure that it is going to be in Arena Commander version 1. Interesting that they don't have the stairs anymore. I guess you have to run through the back of this thing. We got a drop tank. Here we've got guns. We've got the big gun on the front. This is of course supposed to be the police ship. This one has a little ramp in the back. You've probably seen this one before. There was a 2-seat version of this, and then there was a second version. These are supposed to be holding cells because it's like the police version or something. And taking a step through here, we get a little sleep area because, I don't know, I still don't like this design. There's some issues with this design in a lot of places. But we'll try and get into the cockpit. Whole thing turns around and we're inside. One of the things I don't really like about this is that there's practically no room for the engines, right? So like, where's the power plant gonna go? Because it's hidden in this really, really tiny space. You know, it's like they took the original design and then they said, wait, we need to have all these features. You know, we need a bed, we need prison cells, you know, what? And so they put it all in, and now there's no room for anything else. You know, this is what happens. The designs never survive contact with the fan base, right? They always have ideas over what should be in the designs that they love. Ah, yes, there we go. That is my pilot. He's not shaved particularly well. Anyway, yeah, this is the hangars of the rich and famous, or at least rich and dedicated to the creation of Star Citizen. This was Headless Chook. I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.